What is jury nullification and is it legal? Imagine sitting in a courtroom where your decision could change everything, not just based on the facts but also on your sense of justice. That's part of what makes the jury system so fascinating. The jury is made up of everyday people chosen to decide whether someone is guilty or not. They listen to evidence, follow instructions from the judge, and then deliberate in private. But sometimes, juries do something unexpected. They might decide to ignore the law and acquit a defendant even if the evidence shows guilt. This is called jury nullification. Jury nullification happens when jurors believe that the law itself is unfair or wrongly applied in a specific case. They might think that convicting someone would lead to an unjust punishment or that the law is morally wrong. So, even if the evidence points to guilt, they choose to return a not guilty verdict. This act overrides the judge's instructions about how the law should be applied. It's like the jury saying, "We know what the law says, but we believe justice calls for a different decision." Now, the tricky part is that courts do not officially recognize jury nullification as a legal right. Judges usually do not tell jurors about it, and they discourage discussing it during trials. But once the jury begins deliberating, they have the practical power to nullify. They can return a verdict that goes against the law without facing punishment. Jurors can do this because they are protected from being punished for their verdicts. This means nullification is technically legal because jurors cannot be penalized for their decision, but it is not officially encouraged or part of the legal process. The role of the jury is to evaluate evidence and apply the law as instructed by the judge. But jury nullification is a rare and controversial exercise of that power. It acts as a check on the legal system, often reflecting community morals or moral judgment rather than strict legal rules. Historically, juries have used nullification in cases involving laws seen as unjust, like during Prohibition or civil rights struggles. Some see jury nullification as a safeguard against unfair laws or prosecutions. Others worry it can lead to inconsistent or biased decisions, which might weaken the rule of law. It's a delicate balance between justice and law, and it shows how the jury's role can sometimes go beyond just applying rules. In simple terms, jury nullification is when a jury decides to acquit despite evidence of guilt because they disagree with the law or believe it's unfair. It's legal because jurors cannot be punished for their verdicts, but it's not officially part of courtroom procedures. The jury's power to nullify highlights the tension between following the law and doing what feels morally right in each case.